to
101 TKO Radio. We are back this morning. You already know it's Female Fridays. Super excited, man. Listen, it has been a long week. Y'all won't even believe the type of night that I had last night. It was just one for the books. So let me tell you what happened, right? So I'm in the house and I'm cooling out. I'm chilling. I'm cooking. I'm minding my business. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy because when I got home, y'all, I pulled up and somebody's belongings were all out in front of my building. I'm like, dang, somebody getting evicted. Which, I wouldn't even wish that on my worst enemy. So it's already cold. So my neighbor, my complex actually wrongfully, quote unquote, evicted him. But brother was behind 5 months. So, I mean, he didn't respond to the court document and thought he could just pay them, which let me tell y'all this. When y'all get these notices from your bill collectors, communicate with them. I'm telling you, it's the holiday season. The economy is not what it used to be, but it will help you so much if you communicate with your debtors, because you'd be surprised how you can save a situation from turning into something like this. So back to the story. So I pull up, y'all, it's like 5 Marshall cars out there. First of all, I'm thinking it's me. I'm like, I hope I ain't got no trees in the house. Like, yeah, no, they got my dog. Y'all know he illegal anyway. But so anyway, my neighbor ended up asking me to watch his belongings so nobody stole his TV. Y'all, I really had to check my level of honesty because he had a good old 75-inch out there. And I was like, man, look. But I always like to put myself in other people's positions. So I thought to myself, I would hope that if that ever happened to me, Lord, I hope it does not, that my neighbors will hold me down too. They will watch my stuff because you never know who you're going to need. So I ended up watching his stuff or whatever. And so he comes back around. Bro had to drop 7 stacks on the rent office. God, dog. Like, if you had the 7 stacks, why you didn't give it already? Like, why did you wait? But okay. And then he came back. He was like, "Dad, they mad at me because I dropped 7 stacks." That's not a flex, bro. You owe that. Like, and what made it so bad, y'all, is when they put his stuff out on the street, they broke his bed. They broke his dresser. They stole 2 pair of shoes he had bought for Christmas. They ripped the TVs out the wall. It was a very ugly. It was like they were very just aggressive with it. Even when I was pulling up, the police officer was outside and the guy was like, "Y'all just broke my bed." He was like, "They didn't break your bed. They just took it apart." That bed right now, y'all, is getting rained on in the middle and in the front of my building. The slacks is all out and the dogs on the street. Like they legit broke his bed. I'm be honest. And I felt bad because you know what? Even if someone is getting evicted, it still needs to be a little gap or a clause. What if the courts mess up? Like, what if something don't happen? Like, at least give him a window of time to talk. But then again, bro had it late like 5 months. So I don't know. That was that. And then so flash forward, I decide, I'm like, you know what? He obviously needs help putting his things back inside his apartment. And he lives right next door to me. So me, him, and this other chick and this other guy, we started coming together, it was really great to see the neighborly support, like people just stopping and like, you know what, let's help him out. So when my other neighbor came, y'all, I quit at that point because I was like, I've done my good deed for the day. So they finished everything. So I'm finally in my house, y'all. It's like maybe 6, 7 o'clock. I'm chilling. I'm doing some work. I decided, okay, let me make me a little din. So y'all, I had made me some beautiful shrimp pasta. It was great, fresh, little lemon zest on it. I'm getting ready to sit down, a little glass of wine. And so my utilities, my stove is gas. So y'all know I like to burn me a little tree every now and then. So I'm already just cooling. Christmas tree going, flash running around. I'm trying to paint the picture here. So I'm cooling. So all of a sudden, I turn off the stove and I still hear it. So I'm like, what? And so I go and I check the eyes. All of them are off. And so I'm like, I still hear it. So then immediately I had this flashback of like somebody being in their car and dying from carbon monoxide. Like, one thing about millennials, every day we feel like something will happen to us because we grew up on Final Destination. So those little small incidents that happen in the mind of a millennial, I thought I was going to get blown up. So here I go trying to Google and YouTube what to do if your gas won't stop clicking. So it told me I had to pull out my stove and reach behind it and turn off the gas valve. I'm a millennial. In 3.5 seconds, I've seen myself burn up, get blown up the whole building. So I'm scared at this point. Now, mind you, I'm also short, y'all. So picture this. I got the stove halfway pulled out. I'm on top of the counter, left hand down behind the stove, right arm up, trying to turn the valve. and dang near fell in between the stove and the wall. At that point, I knew I had to call for help. It just wasn't. And then, it's gas. So, you're inhaling it. So I'm calling my mama. I'm calling Nelly. And everybody like, well, you got to call 911. And I'm like, I don't want to call 911. Like, nobody wants to do that. Like, be the reason why. So here I go. I got to call them. But I got to give a shout out. Give them a round of applause. Sandy Springs, I appreciate that I live out there because those firemen, they came extremely quickly. I gotta admit, they came faster than a doggone maintenance man. Because I called like 4 or 5 times. I told them it was an emergency. And by this time, it's like 8 o'clock, 8:15. And nobody was answering. Nobody was doing anything, which I think is really, that sucks. You know what I'm saying? If you are paying at an apartment community and there's an emergency, like, you need to make sure your emergency staff is well equipped at all times. Like, I don't care. Like, it just needs to be there. So the firemen finally get there. Now, first of all, y'all, they go down to the wrong building, but I hear the truck. So here I go outside in my nice robe, my foo-foo slippers. I'm like, hey guys, I'm down here. So they all come. First of all, I didn't know when they start making firemen that fine. I was like, I don't know what kind of fire y'all trying to put out. No, I'm kidding. But they came in, they checked it out. Extremely nice. 3, 4 guys. They, looked at my stove and, told them happy holidays and they went on about their way. But I was so blowed, y'all, from that whole experience. I lost my appetite. At that point, I was like, I'm just done for the day. Like, it was just an extremely long day. And so it's been a long week, but it's still been a very productive week as well because, as you know, tonight is the grand opening of one of the restaurants I am blessed to work with, Seafood Social East. 4943 Snap Finger Woods. That's right. We are having our grand opening tonight at 6 p.m. So y'all pull up on your girl. We got some good food. If you've never in your life tried blue grits or purple grits, tonight is the night. I promise you will not be disappointed. And then don't forget, Saturday night, really Sunday morning. Lord help us. We going out, y'all, with Cali to the Iris Believe Music Hall. I'm gonna just let that be there because I got a special guest I gotta bring in. But when we get done with that interview, I'm gonna tell y'all what y'all can expect. So listen, it's Female Fridays. It's your girl, I am Chelsea Speaks. When we come back, I will be bringing in my special guest, Akanni Beauty. You guys know what time it is. I cannot wait to talk to Valencia Griffin-Wallace. So you guys stay locked and loaded. 101 TKO Radio, knocking out the box. 101 TKO Radio. Happy Friday morning. We are back in the spot. It's a Female Friday, guys. Hello, and we have a very dope female on the airwaves. You know, anytime we do these Female Fridays, it's always essential that we bring in some women with some amazing stories who are doing amazing things. And then you know what? It's just so crazy. All the women happen to be fly. Like, so you guys put your hands together and welcome Valencia Griffin-Wallace. Hi, Valencia.
Hi, how you doing? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Come on with the face card good this morning.
And no foundation. This is just my skin.
Come on with the black girl magic. I'm curious, what's your skincare routine?
A gentle face cleanser, and then I go straight to my face oil, which I make. Okay. So I know what works for this, and that's pretty much it. Twice a day. You know, I exfoliate twice a week because we forget to exfoliate and wonder why our skin looking cakey and flaky. So yeah, that's it. I'm simple. At my age, I don't have time for 8 steps.
Well, you have mastered those 8 steps. So welcome to the show. I'm excited to speak with you. Now, before we get started, I always play a little game with my guests. So the way the game works, I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and you have to answer the questions as honestly as you can. I don't care what your answer is. Okay. Ready? All right, here we go. First question. Who is your all-time celebrity crush?
John Travolta.
Really?
Not now. We talking about Grease edition Travolta.
Okay. So what about Look Who's Talking to Travolta? Is that a yes or a no?
Grease.
Okay, Grease. Keep it new. Okay, all right. Second question. If you could have chosen any other career other than what you do now, what would it be and why?
A lawyer, because I like to prove that I'm right and I have a presence and I could convince you I'm right even when I'm wrong. So yeah, those skills would be useful for that.
I like that. I think most women in business have that kind of vibe. So I love that you touched on that, because sometimes I be wrong, but I'm gonna look like I'm right though.
Then I'm an Aquarius, so don't do me that.
You be all in your head, huh? You be really complicated.
But we be right though. We be right. Yeah,
I will give you that. I stand by my Aquariuses. All right, last question.
Okay,
you ready? What's your favorite position? Think about it.
The one that involves the less amount of work.
Okay, so the least amount of work. I love it. Give her a round of applause. I love asking that question because to see people's facial expression, you already know, as human beings, more than likely we're going to say something off the radar, but it's always good to kind of take those breaks off. So welcome to the show, Valencia. Yay. So for our listeners out there and our followers who are just getting to meet you, how would you describe Valencia at this stage in her life as founder and owner of Akanni Beauty?
100% Aquarius, mother, postmenopausal. I know who I am, and if I don't want to do it, I'm literally get someone else to do it. And don't explain. No is a sentence, paragraph, and a whole book.
I like that. I like
So,
that a lot. Now, when you talk about menopause and perimenopause, a lot of women feel like that conversation doesn't need to happen until a certain age. But I think that at any time a woman comes into her womanhood, that should be up for discussion. So, for those that don't know, can you just tell our listeners what exactly perimenopause is? What is menopause? And when do you actually hit it?
okay, great question.
Thank you.
Because women, we need to know about our bodies. Okay, so let me preface this by saying I'm 46 and I am post-menopausal. So that means been there, done that, wrote the book. Okay, so after you go through your menstruation, right? So your hormones are hormoning, then you get to perimenopause. So
Mhm.
you start skipping periods, you moody, you may start experiencing hot flashes, those things. That could always be verified with a blood test with your doctor, but that could be 4 to 7 years of your life.
Mm.
So certain things will cause you to go into that, like certain health conditions. Like if
Mhm.
you've had a hysterectomy, because it seems like a lot of women are having those, they're not being told 9 times out of 10, that's going to put you into menopause.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
so peri is that stage. You skipping periods, you literally can go 2 months, 3 months, 4 or 5 months without a period, and your period start. But until you hit 12 months without a period,
Mhm.
you're still in that peri stage. Yes, you could still get pregnant. Let me say that because that's
Mhm.
when them oops babies, change
Okay.
babies happen.
Mhm.
Okay, so menopause literally is one day.
One day.
It's weird. I don't know who come up with these terms and put this stuff on the books because it doesn't make sense. But menopause is that day, like you went 12 consecutive months, no
Mhm.
monthly. That one day, it's like your birthday, but one time. That one day you are menopausal. And then after that, the rest of your life, you are postmenopausal.
Wow. So let me make sure I understand. So if you go 12 months without one, or and then you have one,
Mm-mm.
then after that you are menopausal
No.
because of that. Okay.
Okay, so you were 99.9% correct.
Okay.
So after them 12 months,
Mm-hmm.
no period, that's menopause. You could
Oh,
go now, let's say you go 11 months no period and it come on that 12 month, you
mm-hmm.
still perimenopausal.
Dang. So
Because
what do you
it happened
so
to me.
really?
I thought I was pregnant. At one point I skipped 1 year, I skipped like 4 months. And I was like, yes. And then it showed up. Then another time, I think the longest I've went was 10 months and then it showed up. So you kind of start that calendar back.
Wow. So at what point should a woman start being concerned with whether she's peri or post? Like, when should a woman be like, okay, something ain't right?
Well, I would say this, you should be going to the doctor at least once a year getting blood work because they
Mm-hmm.
could get that hormone levels, right? But
Mm-hmm.
on the website, I put like a symptom tracker because there's like 34 symptoms of perimenopause. It's not just hot flashes.
Oh yeah. Like, can you talk about some of the symptoms really quick? Because that was my next question. What are the real symptoms?
Okay. So everybody know hot flashes, right? But if you live in, like I'm in Louisiana,
Mm-hmm.
it's hot. So the hot flashes weren't that noticeable because it's hot here.
Okay. Okay.
You have night sweats, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm a cold-natured person, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it would get to where I'm like taking an electric blanket off, getting up, checking the air, trying to see if my husband's trying to kill me and turn the heat on in the house or something. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah.
mood swings. And
Mm.
I say we have to be mindful when we call women angry or this, and this, because the mood swings of menopause could be from happy, I love the world, to I hate myself.
Ooh.
And so it's a whole emotional thing. To you start all of a sudden you have anxiety and you just a feeling of dread. Like the mood swings is a whole thing. It's like, hey, I love you, and then the next minute, can you just go? Just get out of my face.
I feel like I've been like that all my life. Does that mean I've been menopausal since I was born?
Probably.
What do you feel like is the biggest misconception with menopause and perimenopause, and how did that overall lead to you developing Akanni beauty?
The biggest misconception is it's not going to happen to you until you're in your 60s or 70s. And that it's something to fear, and that all of a sudden, because even if you search it, you don't see people that look like me. Like I'm living my best life. You see women that's on their last legs, look like they need to be on oxygen. You know, like I don't want that. You know,
Yeah, they making like I'm old and golden girls with it.
yeah,
That's the stigma.
and that's part of the problem, because it's hard to know that something applies to me if the images and the message don't look like me.
And
So
we got a lot.
even when I went to the doctor, because I literally thought I was pregnant, and he was like, no, you're actually menopausal age. Here go these hormones. Wait, what? Stop what does that mean? So I had to educate myself, which opened up conversations. Like I've always had oily skin. All of a sudden I'm having flaky eyebrows, like your skin isn't skinning no more.
Wow.
You know, all of a sudden you itching, you may start having headaches, your allergies, your vision changes.
All of this from menopause.
From perimenopause, there's symptoms, and every woman is unique. Kind of like when you have your monthly, yours might not be like your best girlfriend. So it's a unique experience, and there's so many symptoms. So once I got that confirmed, and I was like, I'm not taking no hormones, because I live pretty much a holistic, natural life. Well, I'm putting this nature. This is supposed to, my body's doing what it's supposed to do, sir. So then you're not even explaining to me what's going on. And then I looked at the side effects, blood clots and things like that. And anyone that know me, seen me in person, it is what it is. I smoke. I've been smoking since I was 17.
I feel you, my dog.
So my risk of blood clots and those things are higher. And why do I want to take hormones? I really don't trust the medical, and I hate to say it like that, but I really don't trust the medical profession like that, because that's why they have all these mass lawsuits, and all of a sudden has been killing us, and you know, like, no thank you. So being my nature, my Aquarius, you ain't gonna know more about my body than me, nature.
Right.
Researching, because number one, I needed to know, what did this mean for me? But it made a lot of stuff made sense, because a lot of women think they're going crazy. So that kind of led to me getting certified in natural skincare, and then a certified wellness coach. And I feel like, because I'm not what people think of when they think of menopause, because remember, it don't look like us. It looked like Sally on her last. Baby got a week of life left.
It's true,
girl. And making it comfortable for us to have these conversations, because I love my age, because I had no sense in my 20s. I'm glad
I understand that. Now, I read that Akanni means gifts. So give me the overall slogan of Akanni Beauty.
Akanni means our meeting brings gifts. And meeting Akanni, meaning this extension of me, will help you know your body and manage the emotional, physical, all the challenges of menopause naturally.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the slogan, the sum of it, whether we are doing journaling, because stress, it triggers
Yes.
early menopause, childhood trauma
Really?
when you go into menopause. And to kind of answer your question earlier, even though they say average age is 51, we don't know where those statistics came from.
Yeah.
And
And
every
with
woman is
and,
different.
and and with the food and all the things that go into our food, all these hormones, I'm sure that adds
Oh,
to the
definitely.
increasing of chances to hit those menopausal, perimenopausal stages early, correct? Now,
Yeah.
let me ask you this. A lot of women, when they're going through those things and they're in relationships with their significant others, it's hard for them to explain to men what they're going through. What advice would you give to women to tell their partner or how to explain, look, baby, what I'm going through is, it ain't me. It's my hormones. How do they communicate that?
Okay, so first off, do not start the conversation with, baby, we need to talk. You men go to that, I'm working overtime. I don't know what I did. So
First step.
let's not do that. Just be honest. Have a
Mhm.
conversation. Have a conversation and say, look, I figured out this is what my body is going through. I'm still learning what that means, because
Mhm.
like, this is a conversation. Like, let's say you my husband.
Mhm.
So, husband, this what's going on with me, because I
Okay.
am getting older. And you know how, like, I'll get hot and get up and turn the air on, or like sometimes it just seems like I may have an attitude out for no reason, or I don't have the energy to just maneuver
Mm.
life right now. And I'm
Mhm.
overwhelmed and I'm stressed and I just can't. And this is what's going on with me. I'm on my menopausal journey. I'm perimenopausal right now, and I'm still learning what that means. And it's a
Mm.
battle, but I love you, and we're gonna figure this out every day. And then men do have menopause. So pay attention
Really?
to how I deal with it. Yes, it's called andropause.
Now I got to back up for a second. Can you tell us about andropause a little bit?
See, I don't know. I know. Okay, so you heard things like he's having a midlife crisis.
Yes.
So I society is much friendlier to men. So we're going to call that a midlife crisis instead of his
Mm.
hormones, testosterone, all those things are changing. He's learning how to deal with getting older. His may not be doing no more. Um,
Mhm.
and for men, it's different because men are built to secure us and protect us, but they're going through some emotional, physical changes that they don't want to talk to their friends about, or their
Mm.
doctor.
Wow. I love the fact that there are two sides of the equation, because the narrative that's pushed for so long is women. We going through these things like as if it doesn't happen to men. But I think in you bringing that to the light today,
Mhm.
it opens up that communication, for men and women, because both parties may be going through it and they might not even know that
Yeah,
each other are, dealing with these
yeah.
hormonal issues.
And we have to be okay. So December is the month of what they call SAD, right? Seasonal affective disorder. We
Mm-hmm.
call it, winter blues and those things, right? So
Mm-hmm.
menopausal women, the unaliving, I don't know like the terms they use these days, but you know what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
unaliving themselves. The
Mm-hmm.
rate is higher when they get into those menopausal years. 42, 45, I think was from the research I read, because it
Wow.
is an emotional thing.
Mm.
It is, because you want to take over the world and your body's saying, girl, not today, maybe 20.
Yes.
And so you question everything that made you a woman, how you
Mm.
look, how you feel. And then you discover wrinkles, and everybody is not proud of their aging.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
I love that.
you look at those those rates of that go up, and people are trying to take this, that, and the other. When I'm a firm believer in meditation. And if I didn't like meditate and really kind of know what helps and what works for me naturally. See, here in Louisiana, we have what we call parish prison.
Okay.
Yeah. Meditation keeps the world safe.
Wow, that is true.
For me. Because it's more emotional that you're gonna start noticing. So notice, like when you look at PMS coming up, when it's coming, because all of a sudden that week or whatever, you can't stand nobody, you can't do nothing, you eating everything.
Oh, that's a word.
So if you think about it like that, menopause, your menopausal journey is like that, but on the other side. So with PMS, your hormones are ramping up, your body preparing for pregnancy, da 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 da. With menopause, you go in the opposite way. Still some of the emotional stuff and the physical stuff. You're not about to go run a marathon when it's your time of the month, because your body is like, girl, no, let's try it next week.
Yes. So, now let me ask you this real quick. Does a high sex or an active sex life, does that do anything towards, does it slow any symptoms down? Does it help soothe symptoms at all? Does that play any part in it?
I think maybe on an emotional level.
Okay.
Because after that or around that time, you feeling loved, cherished, and cared for, you emotionally, you're in a better place.
Okay.
However, when you start going through your menopausal journey, I'm trying to see how to say it, so I'm gonna just say it.
You can say it.
You may have a little difficulty with the moisture in the area, which can make sex quite uncomfortable. But there's different things, oils, whatever, you're gonna have to work it out, because it may not be working. And then a lot of times your sex drive may start going down. You ain't dropping it like it's hot like you used to. All of a sudden you like, let me go to sleep. That's all part of menopause. That's why having that discussion with your partner is important.
This is a serious issue, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be transparent. I've been in a PMS situation and I've lost relationships because of that weird, right before I'm on my cycle, my emotions, and I'm cussing everybody out. And then as soon as I'm done, I'm like, I need hugs, I need everything. And I did not realize that until I think at age 37 that I was going through that. So how many women do you think probably go through this and never really stop to examine? This is something I really need to see my doctor about, so I can decide what steps I can take holistically.
99.9. Maybe not that high, but when we are taught to be very private, especially in communities of color, right? You don't discuss, like, it's just really kind of now that people admitting to wearing wigs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
you weren't supposed to wear it unless you was 65 and up.
Right. So if you think about it with your health, you should always be talking to your doctor. You should always get blood work done so you know where you are. Now, most doctors don't get, I think maybe it's like a month of education that they get about menopause. That's why, like, you hear about it now, like, oh, older women matter.
Yes.
So, and then they go straight to hormones. So that's why one of the philosophies, one of my missions, one of the things about Akanni Beauty is, let me educate you, because you may like, let's just say allergies, for instance. You may have not had allergies the whole time that you've been in this world, and all of a sudden you having allergies. People don't connect the dots on that. Because there's so many symptoms. So yes, you want to talk to your doctor, get your blood work done, but be prepared to seek other sources that don't benefit from letting me prescribe you something you're gonna have to take the rest of your life. I mean, that's how I feel about it. I actually switch doctors.
Really?
Because you not telling me what's going on with my body. You want to give me hormones. You've been my doctor this long and making it seem like taking hormones was the end all be all. I'm gonna be back to my 20-year-old self with a blood clot on the couch. I can't do that. I'm about to adopt twins that are 3. They need me at my self.
Wow. So walk me through what your routine kind of looks like for you to kind of keep. I know we had to bring it on in.
Sure.
What your routine looks like for you, just keeping your condition at a manageable level. And then we got to talk about the adoption, because I've been thinking about adopting myself eventually, so we got to touch on that too. So that's
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So the one thing that I want you to think about, so think about it like your PMS mind, okay? So the first thing you notice, you start getting tired. So what's making me tired? What can I do? Do I have to do everything today? Because by the time you're my age, you really think about all the stuff you did you shouldn't have done and didn't have to do, if that makes sense. So I have a very strict routine. If I get out of this routine, my world is crazy. I meditate every morning. I write down how I feel, even if it's one of them menopausal emotional days where I wake up and feel like I look like Bigfoot. I'm gonna put that in my journal. If I wake up and feel like, and we don't do that a lot. You have to make room for whatever may happen that day versus piling stuff on. So I am a firm believer of meditation.
Okay.
I only eat between the hours of 11 and 7.
Okay.
Because you've given your body time to reset. And it, like I always want to stress, this every woman's journey is unique. I don't eat pork. I don't eat red meat. I don't drink soda. So I'm a water type of girl. Okay. And we have to get out all the years of McDonald's and all the things that we have put in our body that has brought us here, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Black women of color, and I do an air quote when I do that, experience it earlier and worse than women.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
We experience it earlier, worse, longer. I've had women inbox me in their 70s, 80s, still having symptoms, hot flashes, and those things. So it has to be a lifestyle change, because this is the rest of your life. And every day is different. Some days I feel like, oh, I'm going to do a whole bunch of business stuff. I'm going to update this, and this.
Yeah.
I'm like, curse word that business, not.
I can't do find somebody else to do it.
Yeah. And you have to pay attention to that, and don't beat yourself up if that's what you're feeling.
I love that you said that, because as an entrepreneur, we are often taught, especially women, go every day. You got to get up, be effective, hit your goals, do this, be intentional. But sometimes the intention for the day needs to be to rest.
Yeah.
And listen to your body.
Yeah. And so when I have, I don't have hot flashes as much, but one of the products I make is for hot flashes, and it's a spray, because I'm a firm believer. If I'm in public having a hot flash, it ain't your business, her business, it's my business. So you would know me spraying myself with that versus me spraying on a body spray. I was very conscious of how I presented my products. I don't need people
you
like
single out.
I flash this and this going on, like I mean,
like, what you going through?
I'm talking, making people uncomfortable talking about menopause now, but that's me. That's who I am. I had to go in the courthouse, just a side note, one day, and so I had a bottle. It was an unmarked bottle, because it was my personal bottle. I have in my purse. So the security, or at the thing, was like, "Oh, well, what's this in the bottom of your purse?" I said, "It's hot flash spray." And he was like, "Oh, okay, you go ahead." I know so well because we can have a discussion. So, yeah.
Hot flash spray.
So part of the symptoms that women experience is like insomnia. You wonder why you up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, laying in the bed watching 1,000,001 YouTube videos.
Now you talk about me now. Now you going down the street now, because I'm gonna be honest. I'm putting it out there. I have been getting the worst night sweats. They started earlier, but I'm seeing them more frequent, and I'm waking up like I think I have a little bit of insomnia. But I could that be menopause?
Yeah, you could be in what the Perry, because remember I said Perry is 4 to 7 years. So yeah, because I started perimenopause around 41, 42.
Okay.
That was me. And then by the time I made 46, I was done. I was postmenopausal. But every woman is different. That's why I don't like statistics and the average age and average look and all this, that, and the other, because just like your menstruation is unique, your menopausal journey. So I would say this: you need to have a bedtime routine, right?
Okay.
Because your mind is going 100 miles a minute by the time you get ready to go down. So all this is working against you. We are our own worst enemy in this thing. Wow. So you want to take one of the things that I make is a bath soak, right? Because you're dealing with dry skin. You might start noticing that all of a sudden you itching for no reason or something on you. That's very beautiful.
I felt that before, like, oh, I get bit by something or.
So you want to relax your mind and body and put things in the water in your, like I'm a bath person. So I use one of my mixes has coconut milk powder. I love goat milk powder, Epsom salt, things to help relax. And I'm a firm believer in aromatherapy as well. And that's why I'm like my house. People don't know like I have pets because something is on the stove, something's burning, I'm spraying something. Scent has a lot to do with this. If you see that stink, you're not gonna eat it, right?
True.
So if you walk in the area and it smells bad, that changes your whole mood, right? If you walk in your house and it smells good, you happy to be home. So we have to look at what nature has given us, because nature gives you clues.
Wow. That's good. That's good, because in this era, we frame it as self-care, and it is self-care, but I think it goes a little bit deeper than that. It's, woman care, womanhood care.
I love that.
It's deeper than just, okay, let me get me a bath. No, my body actually needs to do this. I need to get some salt. Wow.
And so you think about with your night sweats, right? So I'm sorry, my eyelash is not eyelashing, y'all. I apologize. It's like, but okay, so you saying night sweat. So you need to look at what conditions are you going to sleep? What are you wearing? Are you going to bed, mid in the midst of stress? You understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
Notice when the night sweats happen, because you may not have them every night, but the night you need to evaluate, okay, what did I eat that day? What did I drink that day? What stress? Because we don't realize that when they say stress kills, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. So you think about, as you trying to go to bed, you already dealing with insomnia because you got in the bed, you exhausted, and you having night sweats because you need to have socks on when you go to sleep, or you need to have this and this on, or maybe wine. For some people, wine is good. For me, if I drink wine before I go to bed, oh, guaranteed I'm having night sweats for no reason. It's in the middle of the night.
It's interesting you said that, because I read that sometimes drinking before you go to sleep can actually cause you to do the opposite. You can fall asleep for a minute, but then you wake back up and you're back. Like sometimes that's really not good to do. And I guess in understanding your body as a woman, and perimenopause and in between, when you really digest those things, you might think the wine is helping you, but it really could be hurting you.
Now the wine will help me get to sleep all day because I have no alcohol tolerance. The wine will definitely help me go to sleep.
Okay.
But am I willing to risk having a hot night sweat just so I could get to sleep?
Wow.
And then, so, and like I said, every woman is different. Some women could drink it, they good, because studies show that red wine can help with menopausal symptoms. I don't know who they studied, because for me, it's gonna be a hot night. I'm getting up, turning the air conditioner down and those things. So that's why I say I would rather educate you about your individual experience, right? So I'm gonna take with what you're dealing with and say, okay, this, and this, instead of giving you a blanket menopause is a checklist. That's why women don't know they're going through it, because everybody don't have hot flashes and night sweats.
Right. Now let me ask you this before we cut out or talk to the adoption. How do you manage your condition with you being a business owner?
Let me tell you, I couldn't be an employee managing menopause.
I feel you.
I mean, because my PMS days,
woo, mine.
I could barely be an employee then. Now, and then I'm older, this will be me. I'm almost 50. You get somebody else to do it, But they're starting to make a lot of changes in the workplace for menopausal women.
Oh.
And the thing with my business is good and bad, right? So that means during the day, I just may not have it in me. And that's okay. We got to give ourselves some grace. But if it's something that needs to be done, I'm going to be up to 2-3 o'clock in the morning doing it. But that's okay. Because right now, I may not have it. Do I have it later? Does it need to be done today? Just as women, period. Yeah. Sometimes you need to leave the dishes in the sink and take your tail to bed.
Preach! Ooh, you preach to the choir. I love that, because I promise you, we are in such an era where people just be like, be intentional, do this. And that's just not how, I don't think that's how God designed us. That's not how you actually flow organically. And that's killing yourself.
That part. And then we got to take media as far as the images we see, the edited version. That's why sometimes shows you could know nothing, no eyeliner, nothing. This is me today. But then you have people taking pictures in front of rented houses and rented cars, and if you do XYZ, you gonna make $10 million in one day, and you killing yourself for an image that they don't even own.
Yes. I just posted and said people are getting used to these AI photos, and it's lowering their self-esteem, because that's not really who you are. And now you're comparing yourself, and you in a battle with yourself that ain't even a worthy battle.
That ain't even the real you. Girl, you is arguing and not liking AI. That ain't you.
You trying to redo photos 10 to 15. And I hurt for those people that do that, because I love that you can attest to it, that really is a real thing. That can actually lower down your confidence, because now you don't even know the real you.
Yeah. And then you thinking everybody out here beautiful, and they not. You see people in person. They don't look nothing like they look on social media. So we have to get out of our head, like, thinking this is what I'm supposed to look like, when that person don't even look like that.
Ooh, that's a word. That's a word. And that's in the spiritual sense and in the natural sense, if you really want to go there.
Girl, if I see one person, okay.
Look, now I be on TikTok, and it's saying, I'm gonna get off this, but we gotta touch on this. I can't stand when I'm on TikTok or somewhere and I'm seeing, like, I know what you look like. You know that's not you. Now you done built a whole profile, and I can see it happening to people. Like, you really think that's you?
Girl.
With the yellow contacts and the green contacts, I can't do it. I ain't gonna do it.
Wondering why they be single, and then on the episode of Catfish, that wasn't who that man was talking to.
It's true. Being catfish is easier said than done. So now let me divert for a second. Now, with all that you've gone on your body and your business, you are getting ready to adopt. Can we talk about that?
Yes. So I'm gonna try not to cry, y'all, because I got eyeliner. I don't know if it's waterproof or not. So my passion has always been to help women and children, even pre-COVID, when I was like a speaker and writer. It was all about like empowerment and loving yourself and this. But my heart has always been, like I said, to help children. So I was traveling speaking, but I also was a CASA.
Okay.
So I went to court with kids in foster care.
Okay. Same. Okay.
To advocate for them. And then I saw the need, right? I saw the need, because if you don't see it, it don't exist.
Exactly.
But there's so many kids in the system that didn't ask for the garbage that they had to deal with in whatever way. And there's a lot of kids that look like us and not enough foster parents, adoptive parents that look like us. Well, you can't get mad when you see that little black kid in the street, hair not combed.
Yeah.
Foster care. You understand what I'm saying? That's just real life. So long story short, I was actually taking a break from fostering because it is an emotional journey. But I ended up getting the twins. They were 18 months at the time. This was back in 2021. And they're girls and they're twins. I'm a boy mom. Biologically. Boys are easier. They mama best friend. Girl.
The riders.
Like, are they born rolling their eyes?
Yes, we are.
So that's where the journey started. They were 18 months at that time. And so now within the next couple of weeks, we finally go into court for the adoption. They are 3. They don't look alike to me, but to everybody else, they look alike. And I'm like, and all they know is me and my husband. All they know is like the whole world revolves around them. All they know is, Mama, I like that wig. Like, girl, can't you say you like my hair? Like, what?
Oh, look, they gonna be honest now. The kids gonna be honest.
And it because like boys are easier. You couldn't 2 years ago that I would be adopting. Now still fostering, because I could see that because I know the need. But adopting twins, like I gotta be a decent human being at least the next 15 years of my life.
Yes, that's a commitment.
So everything I do in the business is to show them that whatever you want to do at whatever stage, regardless of what, could be done. Because they'll tell me in a minute, Mama, I want to work. And I'll set up one of my computers that's not working. You know, we all have that laptop in the closet that won't come on. And I have them, they'll help me pack orders sometimes, you know, and I love shopping for them, but they are truly daddy's girls. I don't even, because it's even weird, like even saying with the adoption, because the only thing I didn't do was give birth to them. Because they've been my babies. They've taken their first steps, their first words, literally, even though they were 18 months, their first steps were taken with us. Those words, that teaching them their name, just helping them grow hair, which is, I'm glad I know about natural stuff, because baby, they had that
picture.
They had that, you know,
set up.
Yeah, I was like, let me, because they have eczema and dry skin and those things. And so
wow,
I was able to, you know, because I have a sensitive skin formula that I use for them as well. So that's the one thing about like my face oils. Like it's called face oil, but it's skin, your whole, wherever, your scalp. Because I know people that use it for, like, they have natural hair. Yeah. Come on, girl. We just got to get it enough where I could put a bow in it, you know? And it made me not quit. Because, you know, as being a business owner, just being a woman, period, sometimes you just want to close the door and be like, I'm not.
I'm telling you, every day.
And so I have to look at the bigger picture, because my son's 26. but I have to look at them and what little girls are looking at and what are they doing? What are they eating? You know, they know how to meditate.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, they learn it. Let me just say that because they
still
just
trying.
it. And I'd be like, girl, just go. But they made me really care about the future of the world. So every mark I make, when I show up on camera, I'm not just showing up for me. I'm showing up for women that's going to get this age, and for little girls that like, okay, maybe I need to know about my body, you know, or maybe I need to ask questions. Or women that don't know how to have the conversations with the man or whoever that you love, and you feel like you got to be in private about your PMS symptoms. No, if I'm going crazy and you love me, we gonna go crazy together.
Okay, you better hold my hand.
If I'm not eating red meat and pork, guess what? We doing this together.
Wow. I love that. I love how the whole mission of your life and even just your journey, you know, being a woman, PMS, perimenopause, menopause, all of those things have now combined. And now you have this beautiful blooming family, you know, and then a skincare line that you can actually use on your girls. I think that is like, if that ain't women are dope, I don't know what is. So you are the true definition of women are dope. So before we get out of here, what top 2 products would you recommend for someone who is new to your line, trying to figure out which way to go with their skincare? What's your top 2 recommendations?
Okay, I would say the gold face oil, because 9 times out of 10 you got dry skin. The gold face oil, it has vitamin C in there at a percentage that work. Okay, that's all I use. So start with the gold face oil and then the face mist. And I have 3 different kinds of face mist just for the smell, but the base of it is the same. So you could use the face mist in between. I don't use face mist in between in my skincare, but it's built to be multi-purpose. So it's a face mist, but it's a cooling spray as well.
Wow.
So you having that hot flash, you wake up with them night sweats, the same spray that you use in between, you know, washing and doing your makeup. If you use that, you could also use for that because it has ginger mint in there. So
ginger mint.
yeah, because it's instant cooling because that's what the spray is made for.
Wow. But I'm gonna need 2 bottles of those. I already know now the golden oil, and that's the one used in the morning and afternoon at night too.
With the face mist, you use it whenever you have a hot flash, night sweat. It's multi-purpose or in between your makeup. The face oil I use twice a day.
Okay.
See, I like having money to spend on my wigs, right?
Yeah.
So therefore making multi-purpose products. So as women, we could have more money to do what we want to do was important. So that's why the face oil, you could use it on your whole body. You could use it on your scalp. Why just your face?
I love it. I freaking love it. So listen, and you know, before I gotta say this, I used to work for a skincare company called Luscious Cosmetics. I don't know if you've heard of them. And they had the same concept, but to your point, it wasn't made for us. You know, it was great. You know, I get the concept, but as a Black woman, my skin is different than, you know, another race or ethnicity. So I let me give you your flowers now for creating something for even just women my age to now say, look, I don't have to go to all these products. I can go shop with Akanni Beauty and I can get myself prepared to gracefully go into those ages where I'm going to be perimenopausal and so forth. So thank you for that, Valencia.
Thank you.
You the MVP for that. Before we get out of here, any shout outs, anything you want to leave us with? And of course, we need those social media handles for where to shop, support, and keep that Akanni Beauty on go.
Yay. Okay, so AkanniBeauty.com. Go there. On Instagram, it's Akanni.beauty. Facebook, it's the Akanni Beauty. If you put my government name in there, Valencia Griffin-Wallace, find me. Ask me questions. Whether it's about products, your journey, how to have conversations with your people. But if you go to the website, the social media links are there. But I would like to say this: number one, thank you so much for having me and even being honest about what you're going through. I appreciate that. Like, yes, I have hope for the next generation. I want to leave people with this. Spend time being instead of always doing. Give yourself the same grace you give others. Make that your mission. Like, really, instead of saying, "Oh, I love me," but are your actions showing that? That's it, because it makes a difference in your mental health, physical health, emotional health, and your financial health. Me loving me and being happier about me makes me more money. So I don't care.
I love that. I love that. And you know what? I'm glad you said that, because I was just having a conversation this morning and I was like, you know what? I have to do a better job as even a business owner of just taking my day for Chelsea. And that's why I love being able to have this platform, because this information is not just for our listeners, but it be for me too.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for even just speaking up and putting that out there. Because sometimes as women and even as men, we don't know what we need until we meet, the Valencias of the world. They say, hey, look, I'm going through this too. So thank you so much again. I look forward to connecting with you. I'm going to actually send you a free ticket as a VIP guest to our Women Are Dope 2024, because I really feel like women need to hear what you have to say. So I will be getting with you through Swagger and making sure you get that information, and see if we can even have you a table out there too, because I just feel like I don't know nobody with these type of products. And if I can put this in front of women and I know I'm going through it, then we're both making the world a better place. So I will make sure to get that over to you. Love your energy, Valencia. And thank you again. I look forward to seeing you soon in the future.
Yay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye. I love it. I love it. I love it, guys. That was Miss Valencia Griffin-Walker, the beautiful founder and owner of Akanni Beauty. Listen, if you guys missed the conversation on our YouTube page, head over to 101 TKO Radio. Don't forget, we have some recaps coming. And for those that want a recap of the conversation, we talked about menopause, perimenopause, things that women, we all know is a discussion we all going through. And even more, we got to look out for our men too, because their midlife crisis is andropause too. So I say all that to say, as we approach December and we are in the SAD, the months where seasonal depression, as Valencia said, are real things. We want to make sure that we are taking our health, our beauty, our mental health, our spiritual health, and that time to meditate, because the older you get, when we hear words like meditate and things like that, sometimes we be like, nah, I ain't gonna meditate. But you know what, y'all? I've been hearing meditate a lot this year. And I think for me, that was my personal confirmation to get better at it. So if you're going to join me on this journey, drop me a note in my inbox, drop Valencia a note at Akanni.beauty, or go on our fan wall on the 101 TKO Radio app and say, hey, Chelsea, you know what? I'm going to meditate too, because you know what? Meditation can definitely save the world. So listen, you guys know what time it is. Don't forget, tonight I will be at Seafood Social, 6 p.m. over there at 4943 Snapfinger Woods for our grand opening. I cannot wait, y'all. It's going to be a whole vibe. TKO going to be out there. And then don't forget Saturday night. Y'all pray for me. I'm definitely going to need some Akanni Beauty after that. We go on the raid. We go on the raid, y'all. So we'll be at Iris Believe Music Hall with Ken Alexander featuring The Green Room, which debuted last night, but will actually air for real in December. We got a lot of big things cooking up. Shout out to Nelly on the ones and twos, our team, DJ Superstar, Callie, Skittles, Tashawn, The Mail Room, Andromeda, Keefa, The Savage, that's my AI Savage, my boy 712 on the clock, Take Dot. Everybody, DJ E Smooth, this is a great shout out to all you guys. Johnny Cabell, man, we appreciate you guys. Thank you to Privy Stonecrest, our sponsors. Thank you to Chosen Vodka, Black Onyx Vodka, Progressive Medical Center, Women Are Dope, the CA Designs, everyone that has leaned in this year. Let's in December strong. So shout out to Exposure Hub, Beats and Books, Doc Holiday, everybody that's on the team that's coming. Y'all know what time it is. But listen, we got to get back into some music. It's almost time for Skittles to do her big one. Y'all already know how she's coming. It's going to be something really, really serious. So make sure you guys stay locked and loaded right now on 101 TK Radio. And don't forget, if you have the app, definitely go check us out. Leave us a comment on the page. If you see us out in public at Irish Believe Music Hall, definitely pull up on us. You already know the green room is going down, something digital. So don't forget, if you're an up-and-coming EDM DJ, no matter what you have going, there's a place for you at 101 TK Radio. So y'all know what time it is. It's your girl, I Am Chelsea Speaks. Y'all stay locked and loaded. 678-439-7419. 101 TK Radio, knocking out the box. I'll holla.
What up, though? It's your boy DJ.